Hey, gladiators, walk the commie way. This ain't Hollywood. Nobody is writing your script. Nobody is editing out your failures. Nobody is cutting away the boring parts of your life and replacing them with a motivational soundtrack. Real life is raw. Real life is slow. Real life doesn't care what you deserve. It only responds to what you do. Chapter 1. The Hollywood Lie. Hollywood taught an entire generation to expect transformation without suffering. The hero is lost. Then a few scenes later, he's confident, strong, respected, successful. The audience sees 2 hours. What they never see is the 10 years that should have happened before the movie started. That's the lie. Real life doesn't have much. Most men are waiting for a moment that never comes. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Waiting for permission. Years pass while they wait. The movie never starts because they never take action. Hollywood taught people that emotions come first and action comes second. Reality is the opposite. Action comes first. Confidence comes later. Strength comes later. Results come later. The man who waits to feel ready stays exactly where he is. You don't become stronger because you feel strong. You become stronger because you train while feeling weak. You don't become disciplined because you feel disciplined. You become disciplined because you do what needs to be done when every part of you wants to quit. That is how transformation actually happens. The dangerous thing about fantasy is not that it's false. The dangerous thing is that it sounds good. It makes people comfortable. It gives them an excuse to delay the work, and every day delayed becomes a week. Every week becomes a month. Every month becomes a year. That is how potential dies. Chapter 2. Nobody is coming. One day, every man faces a moment of truth. A moment where he realizes nobody is coming. No mentor. No rescue. No magical opportunity. No perfect timing. No hero. For some men, that realization is terrifying. For others, it becomes freedom, because the moment you stop waiting for rescue, you start building yourself. Responsibility is heavy, but responsibility is power. The moment you own your situation completely, your future becomes yours again. Many people spend their entire lives blaming their family, their childhood, their boss, their circumstances, their luck. Maybe those things hurt you. Maybe they were unfair, but blame never built a stronger man. Responsibility does. The strongest men are not always the most talented. They are often the men who stopped making excuses first. The men who accepted reality exactly as it is. Not as they wished it was. Not as they hoped it would be. As it is. And then they got to work. There is something powerful about looking in the mirror and saying, "This is my fault," not because it always is, but because it gives you power. If your choices helped create your life, your choices can rebuild it too. That is freedom. Chapter 3. The real montage. In movies, the training montage lasts 30 seconds. The music plays. The hero runs a few miles, lifts a few weights, falls down, heads back up, and suddenly he's ready. Real life isn't like that. The real montage takes years. It is waking up early when nobody cares. Training when nobody is watching. Saving money when everyone else spends it. Reading when everyone else scrolls. Staying disciplined when nobody would blame you for quitting. The real montage is boring, and that's exactly why most people never finish it. They want excitement. They want instant results. They want visible progress every day. But growth rarely works like that. The strongest transformations happen quietly. You don't notice them at first. You simply keep showing up, day after day, month after month, year after year. Then one day, people call you lucky. They see the result. They never see the years behind it. And gladiators, if you're still here, subscribe and walk the Cameway with us, not because one video will change your life, but because thousands of disciplined decisions can. This channel is not about motivation. It's about transformation. 1 year from today, you can be a completely different man, but only if you start now. Chapter 4. The Villain. Imagine two men. Both are 30 years old. Both want a better life. Both say they want discipline. Both say they want freedom. One man wakes up and checks his phone. 5 minutes becomes 30. 30 becomes an hour. He tells himself he'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. The second man is not more talented. He is not smarter. He is not luckier. He simply understands something the first man never learned. The villain is not another man. The villain is comfort. Comfort is dangerous because it never announces itself as the enemy. It arrives disguised as a reward. You worked hard today. Skip the workout. You deserve it. Start tomorrow. One more episode. One more hour. One more excuse. That voice sounds friendly, but it steals years. And the worst part, you never notice it happening. Nobody wakes up and decides to waste a decade. They lose it one comfortable day at a time. A young man says he'll start training next month. 10 years later, he still says the same thing. A man says he'll save money when he earns more. 20 years later, he's still broke. Another says he'll chase his dream when the timing is perfect. The perfect timing never arrives. Comfort is patient. Comfort doesn't need to beat you today. It only needs you to delay one more day. 10 one more, 10 one more, and eventually your future belongs to regret. The strongest men learn to distrust comfort, because growth never lives there. Every meaningful thing in your life exists outside comfort. Strength, confidence, discipline, freedom, respect, all of it waits on the other side of resistance. Chapter 5. Become the hero. Hollywood tells you the hero is special. Reality is better. The hero is ordinary. The difference is that he acts. The hero gets tired. The hero gets rejected. The hero gets embarrassed. The hero fails. The hero doubts himself. The hero keeps moving anyway. Most people imagine courage incorrectly. They think courage means feeling fearless. No, courage is action, while fear is present. A man walks into the gym for the first time. He feels uncomfortable. Egoe sanue. That is courage. A man starts a business. He is afraid of failure. He does it anyway. That courage. A man rebuilds his life after losing everything. He moves forward anyway. That is courage. You do not need to become someone else overnight. You need to become slightly stronger than yesterday. 10 repeat. Again. Again. That is how heroes are actually made. Not through one giant moment, through thousands of small victories and gladiators. If you're serious about becoming that man, subscribe, not because this channel will magically change your life, because every week you'll be reminded of the standard, and standards matter. Weak standards create weak lives. Strong standards create strong men. This tribe exists for men who refuse to drift through life asleep. Chapter 6. Walk the Came Way. 1 year. That is all I want you to imagine. 1 year. Not 10. Not 20. What? Imagine a version of yourself 1 year from today. Stronger, leaner, more disciplined, more focused, financially smarter, more confident, more capable. Now imagine the opposite. 1 more year of excuses, 1 more year of procrastination, 1 more year of waiting, 1 more year of drifting. Both futures are available. The choice is being made right now. Every workout matters. Every dollar saved matters. Every dollar invested matters. Every book matters. Every disciplined choice matters. People underestimate how powerful a year can be. A year can completely transform a human being, but only if that human being stops negotiating with weakness. This is why we walk the Came Way. Not for motivation. Motivation fades. Not for inspiration. Inspiration fades. We walk it because discipline remains. We walk it because responsibility remains. We walk it because strength remains. Final ending. This ain't Hollywood. Gladiators. Nobody is writing a happy ending for you. Nobody is editing out your failures. Nobody is coming to save you at the last second. There is no dramatic soundtrack waiting to begin. There is only today. Only this decision. Only this moment. Years from now, you will look back on this chapter of your life, and you will either be grateful that you started, or haunted by the fact that you didn't. So comment 1 word below. Awake, not for me. For yourself. As a declaration that the drifting ends today. And if you're ready to build something real, subscribe and walk the Came Way with us. Not for a week, not for a month, for life. Because this ain't Hollywood. The hero doesn't appear. The hero is built, 1 disciplined day at a time. Now, get up, take action.